And they're like, why don't you sue the doctors? Well, the thing is like, I didn't even think about statute of limitations. It was a big deal to me when I was in prison. And I've always just been so damn busy. Like,
hi, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Hope you all are doing well. I would assume that someone being in prison has nothing but time on their hands. Well, according to Gypsy, she was so busy. Busy doing what? Taking 8 years to get a GED? Or was she just too busy conning men? Or probably she was too busy perfecting her art. And not the painting kind, but the manipulation kind. And another thing Gypsy is having a hard time with, and that is keeping her story straight. We are going to go into a lot of her inconsistencies. Let's start with the Barney story. She was on a live with Bree, and she had this to say.
Bree, can I use this time to talk about the Barney conspiracy?
Sure.
Okay, so because Ken and I were talking yesterday, and he's like, what's up with the whole Barney thing? And I'm like, dude, they have this whole conspiracy theory laid out in their minds.
And I quote, Ken and I were talking yesterday, and he was like, what is up with the whole Barney thing? End quote. You guys heard that too, right? Well, Gypsy went back on a live with Bree after her 7-hour stint, and this time around, she had this to say.
For me, I'm like, the whole Barney thing. And first of all, I seen a video somebody posted. No, Ken was not questioning me about the Barney. I brought it up.
Say what?
No, Ken was not questioning me about the Barney. Because I'm like, I saw a video and I'm like, you know, I'm making edits to my book and I really want to just like put in the truth, because Fancy put out this whole conspiracy theory and now people are just rolling with it. And then that's when he and I were talking about it. He didn't ask me what's with the Barney. He trusts me. He believes me. He doesn't question me about my past.
And I feel like
you heard, Gypsy people? As she says, don't get it twisted. I don't know about you guys, but my comprehension skills lead me to understand that when she said Ken was like, what is up with the whole Barney thing? That is him asking a question, to which she did answer and gave him a whole new scenario, which I have never heard before. So, in turn, what did I do? I reached out to quite a few creators because I could have missed something along the way, because I have never heard her explain this Barney story before. I could have missed something along the way. So I reached out to quite a few creators who have followed Gypsy's story from the get-go, and some that have researched this case from beginning to end and have much more knowledge about all the ins and outs of this case and what Gypsy has said and what she is now saying. And I made sure I reached out to make sure that I did not miss anything. And lo and behold, this is the first time everybody is hearing this Barney story. In the past, Gypsy's stories were the night of the murder, she hugged her mom from behind when her mom was doing dishes, and her mom even said to her, I'm not dead yet. Gypsy also said her and her mom were painting their nails the night of the murder. She also said that they were watching a movie together. Now, please feel free to drop in the comments if I left anything out. Now, this is the latest story about the Barney.
They have this whole conspiracy theory laid out in their minds that, you know, I placed the Barney by the bed and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you want to know what happened? My mom was doing laundry the night of the murder. Okay, my mom always would fold the laundry on the bed. So that night, she asked me, do you have any laundry in your room that you want washed? So I gathered clothes up and the bar, and I put it in the hamper. She did a load of laundry. She took the laundry from the hamper that she just washed, and folded them on the bed, okay? As she would always do. When she had the Barney behind her, because sometimes I'd have stuffed animals by the, pillows. So that is the big conspiracy about the Barney. That's what happened about the
This is
Barney.
gonna be
Whatever reason, the Barney needed to be washed, and that's why it was there on the bed, is because my mom was doing laundry, and she folded the towels, folded the clothes, and then whenever it came to the Barney, she put it behind her by the pillows. That is it.
Now let me say this before I go on. If you have ever washed a stuffed toy before, and as Gypsy said, she put the Barney with all her dirty laundry in a basket and Dee Dee washed it. Look at the washing machine they had with the spinner in the middle of the washer. There's no way that stuffed toy is coming out of that washer, or even after it is dried in the dryer. Is it going to come out looking so put together? There's no way that Barney came out of the washer or the dryer so together or in that shape. And not only is Gypsy blaming Fancy Maselli for starting a whole conspiracy theory, you have her top dog Bree that said this.
This is how I've always thought. If I was you, if I went in the room and put a Barney there after, why would I lie about it? I don't understand why you would just say I put a Barney by her head after. Like nothing. Like that would have been actually like normal. I mean, not normal. None of this is normal. Okay, let me go back a few steps. That would have been like I would have thought like, being that's your mom and in that situation, like I can't imagine the emotions you were going through. I'm not saying you did do that. I'm saying if you had done that, I don't see why you wouldn't have said that.
Right. It's nothing of any consequence to lie about.
Look, Bree cannot seem to fathom that Gypsy lied about the Barney because she could not admit to putting the Barney there because she said that she never went in the room. She never saw her mother in that state. Nick did not allow her to see what he did to her mother. She did and said everything to separate herself from the crime scene, from the murder of her mother, period. So, Gypsy, there is a huge consequence for you to lie about that. Now listen to what Gypsy's top dog Bree had to say about the whole Barney situation.
These people think they're investigators. They don't even understand why the Barney was talked about. Like the Barney was talked about for a reason. They are asking questions. There's no significance with the Barney other than the fact that it was in that room, and they're trying to make sure all the things. You know how they think like, oh, well, some people think Nick was set up. That's why they're asking those questions. Did you see this? Did you what did you see? What about this? Did this? They're asking questions for a reason. And even though they're gonna have evidence to be able to do this and that, there's reasons. And it's not because like what would be like what other reason like would they be asking him that for? Are they trying to see if like do you think they picked out one thing out of that room? Like there was other, I'm sure, kid-like things in that room. You think they picked out just the Barney and was like, we're trying to figure out if Gypsy put this in there?
According to Gypsy's top dog and number one advocate, Bree, there is no significance to the Barney either than it being in the room. What? She clearly has not watched too many crime shows. The Barney was extremely significant because that stuffed toy being left at the head of Dee Dee's dead body stood out to investigators. To them, it was not something that was normal. They questioned Nick about it. At one point, he suggested that Gypsy may have placed it there. He also implied that it must have gotten there by accident. He also said that if it was placed there, it was probably something Gypsy would do. And he also said that he saw it in Gypsy's room. She, in my opinion, this is just my thoughts and opinions, left that Barney doll there because it was something important to her during her childhood. Could have been good or bad, we don't know, only Gypsy does. And as you can see from this pic, she is cuddling with it and she left it with her mum, in my opinion again, as a fuck you, I got you, I win. Again, just my opinion. Also, didn't the investigation into Dee Dee Blanchard's murder come to an halt because Gypsy was given a plea deal? Let me know in the comment section. And a quick reminder, Bree, the leading expert, Gypsy's top dog and number one advocate, was the one that was giving Gypsy tips on how to lie to a parole officer when she was on parole and contacting the inmates, FYI. Now let's end with this.
The mainstream media will never invalidate me. They will never call me
I fucking love that. I love that. Say it again.
Period.
They will never invalidate me. You can go to Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace has always been on my side. No real expert
Or revoke nurses.
is going is going to be screaming on this app, acting a fool. They have real jobs with real credentials because it is their line of work. This is not content creators' line of work. They're not lawyers. They are not qualified to dictate who is a victim of abuse and who is not.
So I would assume that goes for her top dog breed too, right? Because she's not qualified. She's not an attorney. She's not qualified in anything. She acts a fool. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can plug shit into ChatGPT, not to mention how someone on the panel said, or revoke nurses, and Gypsy laughed. And that was absolutely a jab at Becca Scoops. They can keep saying that Becca's license was revoked till they blue in the face or till the cows come home. As much as Becca's license was revoked, her expertise and knowledge has not been revoked. She went to school, she educated herself, she worked, she put the time in. Yes, she had a hiccup in life. That does not take away from what she knows, what she learned, what she was taught. Maybe if these grown women were taught when they were younger that an education will get you anything in life, they wouldn't be so far up the backside of a murderer that at this point you can't even see their bootstrings. Instead of them enabling Gypsy, they would be encouraging her to do better, work on herself, be a better person, getting her life together, being a better human being, rather than giving her a platform to continuously dig her own hole deeper and deeper, and them cheering her on like she is this superhero. So that's the new Barney story. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. You are the real ones. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye guys.